Hey, what's up and welcome into Movement Parallels Life. Today we're looking at a total body movement routine. These are 9 movements that you can use to build core strength, functional mobility and stability, and just get a good workout in a short amount of time. Here's a quick overview of the 9 movements that we're going to be breaking down today. While you're watching that, I want to let you know about an exciting new project that I'm launching. I've partnered with Playbook, and Playbook is this amazing app that allows me to share all kinds of movement goodness with you guys. Everything from these follow along movement practices to more structured, in depth training programs and workouts. Now, for those of you who have been digging this style of training, you've been seeing great results from the YouTube videos, then this is an easy and affordable way to train with me and take your fitness and movement practice to the next level. Hands down, my favorite thing about Playbook is the community vibe. So not only do you get access to my best workouts, stuff that I just can't share here on YouTube, but you also get the chance to connect with me directly, ask questions, or just share your progress and let me know how things are going. Bottom line, if you're serious about creating some positive changes in your health and fitness this year, my Playbook channel is going to be a great tool for you. Check out the link in the description. You can try my playbook out free for 7 days. I know you're going to love it. All right, let's start breaking down the movements in this routine. We're going to start off with supine hip bridge variations. Bridges are great for targeting your glutes and hamstrings and just strengthening the back line of your body in general. Now, this is a basic movement, but the details really matter with this. So start off by setting up a strong position with your knees bent, soles of the feet rooted into the ground, upper back glued to the ground with your shoulders slightly drawn together. Really connect in with your glutes and hamstrings as you push your hips to the ceiling. And you want the movement to come from hip extension rather than spinal extension or back bending. From that strong baseline position, then you can start adding variations like the ones you're seeing here: marching, single leg bridging, walking your heels out away from your hips, walking them in close to your hips, or pressing up into a full bridge. And next up, we've got supine hip presses, a great lower core focused movement. Start off by lying on your back in a strong tuck position. Hold your arms at your sides at about 45-degree angles, actively pressing down into the ground. Keep your arms pressing down as you squeeze your thighs to your chest and pulse your hips up toward the ceiling. Create a quick, explosive pulse upward and then control your hips as they come back down to the floor. Once you've got a baseline set for this movement, then you can start adding some of these variations. The key here is always keeping your core active. Rather than just quick bursts of effort with each rep, you want your core always working. So maintain that strong tuck position, or maybe incorporate some rotational rocking, or rotate your hips to hit your obliques with the hip presses. All right, next is this rock up to overhead reach. This is a fairly simple movement pattern, but there's a lot of goodness that comes with it. First off, you get some core work from this natural sit-up action. Second, you get a massage for your back and your hips. Third, the overhead reaching action is a great way to build mobility in the shoulders and thoracic spine. You can rock up into different sitting positions to stretch your hips different ways. Keep your spine round as you're rocking, but as you rock up, start to elongate your spine and sit tall. Mix it up by reaching with both arms and then one arm at a time and start introducing some rotation. The goal here is to build your mobility for a stronger overhead position, and that's going to translate into better weightlifting and better handstands. Next up is another great core strengthening movement, supine leg raises. There's a lot of options with these. You want to make sure that you choose the version of this movement that allows you to keep your core strong and connected. As you start with this, focus on being able to keep your lower back glued to the ground as you take your legs through the range of motion. You can modify this movement by wedging your arms underneath your hips for extra stability, working within a smaller range of motion, or allowing your knees to bend. Work at a level where you can keep your core braced, but you're still able to breathe. Next up, we've got half kneeling side kicks. This is a great movement for hip stability. Start from kneeling and then post one arm off to the side. The opposite leg is going to draw in towards the chest and then kick outward, leading with the heel. This movement is going to target the upper outside of your butt, your glute medius. So keep your kick straight out to the side or out to the side and slightly back. If you keep your hand on your hip while you perform this movement, you should feel your glute medius working underneath your thumb. The next pattern in the routine, scapular presses, and we'll do these both from a plank position and a tripod position. From a plank position with arms slightly wider than shoulder width apart, pull yourself between your shoulder blades into retraction and then press through your straight arms, spreading your shoulder blades across your back into protraction. Then transition into a tripod position where you're in an opposite hand-foot balance. Lower into your shoulder with a straight arm and then push the ground away through your straight arm. These small pulsing movements have a huge positive impact on helping you build more shoulder stability, which again carries over to fewer injuries, better lifts, and cooler skills like handstands. Next movement in the routine is a combo movement, long rolls and side tuck-ups. The long rolls will hit your core at all different angles, making sure that you can stabilize your spine while lying on your back, lying on your side, and lying on your stomach. The trick is to be braced enough to stabilize your core, but relaxed enough to enable the movement. The side tuck-ups are a great movement for your obliques. Start by laying on your side, balancing on the side of your hip with your bottom arm extended straight out. From here, start to sit up, tucking your knees in towards your chest and reaching your arm for your feet. With each rep, really focus in on the contraction of your obliques. The eighth pattern in the routine, another combo movement, crawling pass unders and handstand hops. The pass under transition is a rotational movement. You start off in a crawl position, you balance on your opposite hand and foot, and rotate so your leg passes underneath your body. You want this movement to be smooth and controlled, so you want to start by slowing things down and focus on stability through the full range of motion. For a higher level of challenge, you can blend in a handstand hop. Locked out arms press into the ground as you jump and stack your hips over your shoulders. The goal isn't necessarily to go right into the handstand. That definitely takes time and practice. This drill focuses in on your ability to shift your weight into your upper body and allow your feet to float off the ground and softly back to the ground. Work with small jumps at first and practice your handstand against the wall to build confidence. Finally, you're going to make your way up to standing into the final movement of the routine, multiplane lunges. The lunge is a dynamic and athletic movement pattern. Think of it as a big step followed by a smooth lowering of your center of gravity. Keep your shoulders back and chest upright as you lower into the lunge and then dynamically press out of the lunge back to standing. Work your lunges through all different angles and in all planes of motion. All right, you guys, there it is, a total body movement routine that you can use to build core strength, foundational mobility and stability, and get a great workout in. Now, you can organize this routine any way that works for you, or follow along with me on the Playbook app or over on Patreon, and you can get access to the full-length follow-along version of this workout and other exclusive content. All right, you guys, that's all I got for you today. Thanks so much for checking out the video. Subscribe to Movement Parallels Life, and I'll see you in the next practice.